Good morning, everybody. Cowboy, and it is Monday, 8:30 a.m., July the 8th. And so we're going to jump right into the charts. But if you want to know what we do at Algo Factory besides talk about charts all day, go ahead and zap the QR code at top right-hand corner of the screen that you see, and you will learn what Algo Factory does. But in short, we help people learn how to trade, how to build their own custom algorithm so that they can trade their own way. And of course, if you should want to do so, we can put you on the path to building an algorithm that trades for you whilst you are doing other things throughout the day, throughout the night, like sleeping. All right, good. So let's start with Bitcoin here. And yes, we did see some capitulation, more capitulation going back through a pretty tough day on June 23rd. And then again, a few tough days here, a tough week really, going from July 1st through the 5th. So this kind of the first week of July was pretty brutal. Price dropping from 63,500 and touching its bottom around 53.3. So that's going to be like, oh gosh, is that 10%? It's bigger than that. Let's take a look. Let's not try to do math in our heads, even though I do enjoy doing that because I like torture. But that was a 15% drop, 16.48 to be precise. So definitely a tough drop, and price is definitely in a downtrend, although we might be seeing the bottom of that downtrend. All right, so before we get too far, I'm just going to take a look at the algos, and everything's looking bearish on the daily. Going to flip to the weekly. Yeah, Bitcoin does need a reset, and that reset might take us a number of weeks or months. And that doesn't mean the price is going to bleed down and go to 30,000. It might mean that price simply just rotates where it is, 50,000s. It could even touch 48. There is a case for that. But before we get too far and before we get too worried, let's go ahead and look at the liquidity, right? We'll go to the Kingfisher.io. And we'll take a look at where all of the liquidations are. Let's go ahead and sign in. And let's grab a liquidity chart for the Bitcoin. All right, so liquidity to the downside is there's not a whole lot. It's there and it's valid, it's relevant, but you see a lot of it sitting between 55 and 55 and a half. That's the local area. And then you get a messy bit below 53,000. And those are the areas that matter right now. There is a stab up sitting at about 49. So just some different levels here that will mark out with our box, right? So we can have this on the radar as liquidity and understand that the price could easily go there. Now, there is a fair amount of liquidity to the upside. So should the algos and or the price action call for a move up, that would be a pretty clear indication as to where price might go. But in the meantime, let's mark this out. So we got from 55. We'll have to zoom in on this one here. Let's go into a lower time frame. Drop down to the old 3 hour. And we'll say between 55 and 55 and a half, roughly there. Okay, there we are. We had some down between basically, that was that. I'd say from 51 and a half really up until 52 and a quarter. So we will do this here. Roughly this area. And then we had just a sliver at about 49,000. So we'll just drop a line right about there. And these are the areas where price may venture down, right? And this is possible. It's even at this point probable. We see the algos calling for a move down, and that is most likely what will happen. Now, again, we do want to grab our upside areas. If I were just simply to look at the charts, I'd say those are probably going to be around, say, 58,000. But let's see what the Kingfisher says. Oh, no, it's higher. 61 to 61 and a half. So in our consolidation area, right? 61 to 61 and a half. So that's where price may go to the upside, right? So we have our areas mapped out as to the next moves. And again, algorithmically, this does look a bit bearish. So I would expect price to move down to these areas first before moving up. However, that can change. From a price action standpoint, we do see a double bottom. Now, this candle is not done for 5 hours. It's pretty much a daily candle. It truly is an 18-hour candle. But if this candle were to continue, let's just say it were not to change, certain aspects of it were not likely to change, this would be a double bottom. And should the next candle have a higher high and a higher close, then we could easily venture up to the 61,000, right? Very possible. And if we did, I would expect that to be a bear market rally. Right now, we're not in a bear market on a high time frame. I don't want to scare anybody. So we're still in a bull. We're just in a pullback in the bull market. But if you were to zoom in, right, this would look just like a bear market, right? You have a downtrend. Price is making lower highs, lower lows. So here you are, right? And this could be a lower high. Could happen like that, right? Of course, it's done a complex pullback on the way to that lower high, but effectively that could be a lower high. Well, we'll see what happens. I take this level by level, and as the volatility decreases, then the opportunities are going to be something that I've got to be very careful to choose, right? Because as volatility decreases, you get these consolidations, and then you have to look for consolidation breakouts. Now, these are the daily candles, so the kind of opportunities that occur are going to be just a little bit more sensitive, if you will. And Bitcoin, being what it is, you can't really take very large positions for small moves. It just costs money, right? You start to pay some pretty hefty fees when you start to day trade it, like in the kind of the 5-minute degen candle stuff, if you're trading any kind of leverage. So, if you're going to trade spot, you might be able to get some decent moves. But even so, on the 5-minute chart, being a crackhead, during these low volatility moments, I would just look for consolidation breakouts like we do, right? On the high time frame, we know what that looks like. You have the consolidation and then price breaks out from that. You take advantage of those. So that's probably how I would run this at this point. Take a look at the ranges, either trade the range or trade the breakouts. Gulton Khan asks for Ethereum, so we shall look at it. And then we only have enough time for it. We got a few more people saying good morning at MavBet. Miko, thank you all for saying hello. Gulton, I like your confidence in that I speak German, but I do not. I wish I did. It's one of the language I would like to learn, among many. Ethereum looks like Bitcoin. I don't see... what I do see here is that there is a range forming. So I would, of course, expect Ethereum to go ahead and follow in Bitcoin's steps, if you will, at this point, as crypto generally does, but especially in these tougher times. Good morning, March. We're going to see Bitcoin trade the range. We're going to see if altcoins following Bitcoin. I saw a really good post on X from Altcoin Daily, and he did make the comment that historically the bull runs there's going to be a period where Ethereum outperforms, and that outperforms everything. And it usually happens at a certain time in the market, and we haven't really seen it yet. We've seen moments of it, but we haven't really seen it happen the way things have happened historically. Just one moment. I'll give you the grill. How are you, sir?
Goodness of mornings to you. How are you,
Good.
Cowboy?
I'm glad to see you're here and you've woken up. And
Yes.
I want to make sure you've had good coffee. Dark roast, I think, is what you like to have.
I always love, once you go dark, you never go stark, my friend.
Oh man, you're speaking all of the things that make me start to get very excited in a way I'm very embarrassed talking about. We're talking private, you know.
Okay, very good, very good. Yes.
We got Lisa Gray. Cowboy, do you have a thanks? You do have a great. Yeah, I'm working on it. It gets better and better.
He does. It's epic. It's actually really good.
Yeah, working on it. I like that you can define East Indian though. Not a lot of people know the not a lot of people know the difference. In fact, I'm one of them. I just kind of do like what I imitate and not really know that. Although V, you did say like the Northern Indians will talk a little more quickly than the Southern. The Southern almost have like a drawl.
Oh yes, yes. It's much
Yeah.
more quicker.
And V would know. But yeah, I'm looking at Ethereum forming this range right now. What it does afterwards, I think, is going to depend greatly on Bitcoin. But I am going to take a look at the algos just in case we're at that point in the market where Ethereum might start to do its own thing. But no, I don't see Ethereum getting bullish before Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin does start to range in a way where the volatility drops, so if Bitcoin's range, let's go back to Bitcoin so I can demonstrate this. If you start to see the candles get smaller and Bitcoin form a range where the best way to draw it is like with an arrow here, a path, I should say. If it starts to go like this and the candles get smaller and smaller and it doesn't move, and then they shoot up and down and try to break out, but they can't. The candles get really small, but you got these random big candles like this, and Bitcoin just continues to do what I just described over and over for like a month, you'll start to see a lot of altcoins pop off. Because Bitcoin has essentially found a temporary price discovery. And you'll see the volatility, it has to fall off a cliff with the exception of these random scam wicks that you see here and there, where because liquidity is built up and then, you know, the predators will grab that liquidity. And when I say predators, I'm talking about predatory algos. It's not a weird thing.
We're not talking about sexual predators.
Yeah, none of that stuff. But you know, that's we put those through wood chippers over at Algo Factory, wood chippers cooler. But the point here is that when you see that, what I just drew, maybe on a little bit higher of a time frame, you might see Ethereum start to go and other altcoins start to go. But I don't know that we're in that time in the market. I don't think we're quite there yet. So we'll see. However, we are at the end of the public live lab, and I appreciate everybody coming on. Data with Dan, everybody here. Thank you all. Via the Guerilla, can you please move us over to the private live lab?
Absolutely. Listen, guys, I want to thank all you guys for listening in. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Listen, join us over at the private lab because it is well worth your time. For less than the price of a bottle of water, less than the price of a bottle of water, you too can be prepared for what is coming and what lies ahead and how to profit from it all. Cowboy, take it away.